Hello everybody, Ligbiz here. Today I'm going to be reviewing the DaYan Pyraminx. So you can get this puzzle on the Cubicle for $17, which is a little bit overpriced for a Pyraminx. However, it is stickerless, which to me makes it all worth it, even if it doesn't turn fast. It comes with these nice shades, which are the same shades that you find in a stickerless Sanchi, and on the stickered version it comes with standard DaYan shades too. And there have been many negative opinions on this puzzle, and also some positive ones, and honestly I'm just right in the middle. I don't think it's the best Pyraminx, but I also don't think it's the worst. Right out of the box it had kind of this awkward feel, and I'll show you why here. The ball bearings that create the clicking mechanism are actually located on the center, on the bottom side of it, and they snap into this little dent on the edge. However, on most other Pyraminxes, the ball bearings are right here, and they snap on to here on the edge. What's the difference? Well, first of all, this little indent on the edge is actually longer than it is wide, and that makes it so it has a little bit of moving around. Like the ball bearing could be over here on this part, or over here on this part. So even when it's snapped into the ball bearing, it can still move a little bit like that. And the closer the ball bearing is to the core, the more flexibility it has when it's snapped into place. On this Pyraminx, the ball bearings are really far out, which makes it snap into place really well. But on this one, because of the wide hole and how close it is to the core, it just makes this really awkward feeling. Also, taking a look at the mechanism here, we can see this has a much larger gap in between here than it does on other Pyraminxes. This can actually cause popping, which we'll talk about later. As for the size, the standard Pyraminx is 98mm across this edge right here. However, this one is a tiny bit bigger, maybe just by a couple millimeters. Honestly, it makes little to no difference while solving it, however it can feel a little bit bigger in your hands. It weighs more than a standard 3x3 just because of the ball bearings and springs inside, however it's just the same as most other Pyraminxes. I have lubricated the screws and springs inside to stop the springy noise, and lubricated the inside. Again, the turning on a brand new one of these is very awkward and just bumpy, like when you're turning it around here, it's very bumpy along here. However, on mine, I actually took the ball bearings out of it, and it just has this nice smooth feel, kind of like a Sanchi. I highly recommend taking the ball bearings out of the mechanism. I have a video on doing that, which I'll link in the description and in the outro. In that video I also show you an easy way to modify the tips, which makes it click in a more defined way like this, kind of like on a Sheng Shao. And again, I highly recommend doing both of these mods because it makes it even comparable to the Moyu. The real problem comes into this puzzle when you get into stability and popping, because popping can be a little bit of an issue. Corner cutting on this cube can go up to almost 60 degrees, or even a little bit further, just like a Sanchi does. It does require a little bit of force, but really it's actually pretty good. The problems come when you come to reverse corner cutting. A lot of times it'll lock up like this, causing a pop. You can do smaller amounts like this, however if you try and do any more, it'll just lock up or pop. Those lockups kind of look like this, where this edge piece doesn't actually come out, but it just gets stuck right here. And the only solution to fixing this is either trying to line it back up, which can be difficult sometimes, or popping the piece out and popping it back in. So overall, the major problem of this puzzle is the popping, which again is caused by that big opening on the inside. But as long as you try and turn it in a lighter way like this, you don't do anything too rough, it actually works pretty well. I think the corner cutting on this thing could improve if you Florian modded it, like I did with my Sheng Shao right here, which can corner cut crazy amounts like that. But honestly, I just don't have the time to do that on this puzzle. So really, the only ways I could recommend this to you is if you want a stickerless Pyraminx, or if you have a really light turning style and you really like that smooth feeling, like of the Sanchi. If you do get this puzzle, I definitely recommend you do that mod on it, as it only takes around 30 minutes, and this puzzle is basically worthless without it. If you do use this as your main speed cube, I definitely recommend Florian modding it, as it will help the backwards corner cutting and popping dramatically. However, if you just want a Pyraminx that's good at speed cubing out of the box and you don't really care how it turns, get a Moyu. So that's basically it for this review. If you like this video, make sure to leave a like, as this video took a lot of planning and work. And if you want to see more reviews like this, make sure to leave a suggestion down in the comments, and subscribe to be notified when a future video like this comes out. If you have any other questions or comments, you can leave in the comments below. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!